Hey, what's up, guys? We are back. Just check my mic is on. Okay, we're back in the spray booth again. All right, and yeah, we are going to be doing quite a few videos now in the spray booth and of painting because before, if you guys remember clearly or remembered, I had a lot of cars in primer and epoxy, etc., etc. So now it's the aftermath of that, and the aftermath is basically getting the cars into paint. I'll be doing a lot of videos now basically on assembly as well, and we've got the 333 done, so I finally got the stripes in, the chroming is back. I think by this week or by next week I should finalize that video, and we're assembling a few ISs. So it's the shadow line, the ISs, the 31S/325 IS, that is the what's this thing called, the auction car. We're doing that car as well, so there's a lot of work going on in between that. So now we're finally going to get to the white 325 IS, the Evo car, right? So if we recap on this vehicle quickly, right? This car came to us in a I don't know, look, from what it looked like on the truck, it looked like a fair state. As we started digging into the car, we started finding a whole lot of issues on it. So my theory on the car is, look, the car looks like it was in an accident before. It was repaired. I think from the onset, this was still done in the old shop, right? So the shop that I took over, basically, before I started running paint and so on like that. And we actually, how this whole process how the whole process started back then, we actually started it off wrong. As to how we do it now, it's totally different. So yes, we blasted the car, but we dug straight into it, right? As to measuring the car out first, putting it on the chassis machine, getting our lining straight, getting our measurements right, making sure that the car is square, etc., etc. So I've had a lot of issues with this car, right? And a customer also knows, and it's been a very painstaking process. But in order to try and get it done the right way, and to get the car looking the way it looks now, we had to go this route. And yeah, there was a lot of mistakes made on our side, a lot of stuff that we didn't see on the car. A lot of the mistakes also on the vehicle itself that were hidden away, basically. So even with blasting, you couldn't really see. I'm talking basically a panel put on skew. Measurements, we measured out in certain places, or in our, call it our basic places, and we got correct measurements. We measured further deeper in, and we found issues there. So we had to go back and correct things. And this car put me, it tested me, I'm not gonna lie. So 325 IS Evo 1, double check the VIN number. It is Evo 1, so it doesn't fall under shadow lines. There was a lot of work on it. So if you guys, I'm gonna put the link of the first two videos that I done on the car. So you'll see that we found, once we started digging in, we found stuff on the firewall. We found stuff, then it was all covered up. Remember, it was painted, there was fiberglass on it, there was fiberglass in the back. And let's not get too far deep into it, but I'm going to put the descriptions in, I'm going to put the links in the description, so you guys can go back and watch those videos and just do a recap of where we started on this vehicle. Now, finally. So, Shawan, I'm mentioning your name, yeah? Finally, we're ready for paint. And I'm proud to say that we're in paint now. So, yes, I didn't get to paint in the booth. Time has just been an issue, right? But let's go and have a look at the car and see for now. Okay, so basically in its prep state, the only thing I haven't showed you guys, but I've done a video on this car basically of the seam sealer of the first stage primer on the interior, on the engine bay, the boot lid, etc., right? The undercarriage has been rubberized as well already, but that we do in a separate stage from here. So one of the reasons why I'm saying that we didn't want to spray the car under the rotisserie is purely because of our distance that we have available front and back in the booth. So we opted to go this way here, which seems to be working, and then we do the undercarriage on a separate note. So you'll see here now, the car was white, right? We're going over to Brilliant Red on the car. So the engine bay is done already. You'll have a glimpse of it now here. the interior has been done already. You'll see that it's red inside, right? You can, I'll do a video once we finish with it and we can pull the masking off on it. But we want to go through quickly. So on preparation on the vehicle, this is what we've got so far. So we've paid a lot of attention to lines. I think we've test fitted this car maybe 6 times, right? And we've seemed to have gotten the lines good. Right. So we leave the gap open here. Remember that we've done at the bottom already. So I've done there, I've done the fender liners, I've done the fender arches already. Right, and that's all in rubberized face. So we spray the fenders in this form here just to get it to a certain way. The doors, we leave it on, but you'll see that we do not leave the hinges on. And that's purely for us to get to the inside clearly, and we're able to do the corners. On the doors, we've basically flattened down on the trims, so that that'll get a flash coat of level paint, if I can call it that. But from a lining up point of view, we've pre-aligned this car before, like I said, 6 times. So we're not going to do any aligning now on the car. That's why you'll see that the door is in, there's no mechanism on it. Atul X is actually got a tool that keeps the door at this distance here for us. I lie, at about this distance. So it doesn't close up when he's painting, right? So he's got his tricks to the trade, and he's gonna shout me for actually talking about it. But anyway, we want to go through this here now, and I want to look at the line. I want to get the line here. Right, so I just want to see here. This is dust that must still be wiped off. So we'll get a final wipe down in there. Let's go to the back here. And you'll see we got this line good on this car. Let's get down some, actually coming down to a point here. Right. We've got this. The panel looks good. We've been through our checks on it. Right, let me just see here. We've been through our checks on it. We're gonna give it our final wipe down. The bootlet also, we've got our waves out. So please bear with me with my walls. I know I've got to get to that. Same thing on this side here. So the walls are dirty. It's got spray on it, right? But the walls are clean. So there's a difference. Don't think I'm spraying in the dirty booth. But I'd like to get the branding up here, the branding sorted out. But it's all these things happen within time. So I can't explain or express how much of time we've actually spent on blocking on this car and the procedures that we had to actually follow through with blocking down on it. So look, from a wave point, we pick up nothing now. We've been through our checks, and we've been through checks and checks and checks. And I'm trying to give you a shiny appearance there. I've tried to get rid of basically orange peel. Sorry, it's starting to react. I've tried to get rid of orange peel on this car, on the primer, to such a point that we're not going, we don't want to battle basically with orange peel that's protruding from the primer. Right. So we're gonna go through again. This is all PPG products on here. So PPG is supplied by GAC. That's Global Auto Coatings. It's one of our partners, so they're not a sponsor. They're a partner. They're one of the. It's basically a second part of our team that we work very closely with. Like I've explained to you in the previous videos. I'll drop a logo there quickly. I'll put Riven's contact numbers as well in the description. So basically, for anything that you need, you give them a shout, right? And if they don't have it, if they're not sure about it, they will find a solution for you. As simple as that. So we know we're on PPG. All our primers are basically on PPG. There is one other primer that I'm using that I'm not going to mention on video. That's one of our phases there. And then we're going to go through the base coat clear coat system. We're going to be using our extreme, call it our extreme UHS. So that's an extreme clear coat that we're using. We have dialed it in now. We are trying a different gun on it again. So we're going back to the old gun because we've got our mixtures correct now. Base coat, clear coat, we're going to go with about 3 coats. We might go up to 4 coats on base, and then on our clear coat we limit it to 2 coats, right? So we've got to bake at a certain time. We've got to apply the paint at a certain temperature as well. So we're going to apply at 23 degrees, and our final baking will be at about, I think, 60 degrees at 35 minutes. So let's go for it and let's see how the car comes out. Okay, so we are again 20 to 9 at night. Seems like the painting happens really late. 20 to 9, that's just today, Tuesday. And we are finally done. So I'm still in the boat. The boat is at 48 degrees at this point now, but I couldn't wait to basically get in here and show you guys how this thing came out, right? So here goes. Okay. So for some reason it's coming out a little bit more orangish on camera, but wow. So okay, let me run it with a light. So the last few cars we ran with a light, so you guys got lighting on the bottom here. Let me put my finger here and lighting here, right? And then we got the orange peel dialed in quite well on this car. Right, so you can see the ease peel there, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see glass, but it's consistent. So we picked up a run on this side here. Have a look here. So we picked up one run on there. This will give you an idea on the orange peel. This is how we got the panel looking. Now you can actually see the panel, right, on the boot lid. So I think we're gonna hang 10 spraying now for a bit, and we're gonna try and get this booth, not try, we're gonna clean this booth out, and I'm gonna do a filter change on it. So same on the left hand side fender. Picked up a bit of an issue on the side here, another run, small run somewhere here, but again the run is on the clear coat. So this is how, remember all the E30s do have a slight hump on the hip. And onto the front door of the car. So we picked up an issue on the bonnet. You'll see I got a dust spot, I got a major dust spot here, but I'll be able to nip it out. And then we're going to get ready to do the undercarriage on the car as well. Roof came out quite good. Alright, so again the consistent orange peel effect on the roof. So that's on the trend. This is again, this is the gloss finish. So let's just go back onto, we've seen the car now, right? And I want to show you, you guys, actually on the phone you guys are not able to see the gloss factor. So it's got a very deep gloss factor, right? It's not, let me see on the side here, you can actually see it here, it's got a very deep gloss factor to it. It's nothing artificial like. So again, sorry, so the lights went off. Okay, so it's got a very deep gloss. It's the deep gloss fact. I mean, sorry, man. I'm tired. The gloss factor is very deep, yeah, right? For some reason, it's just got to do with the lens now. That it's coming out a little bit orangish, but it's actually not orangish, right? It's actually a very deep, bright red. And you'll actually see me, I'm sitting. Okay, so I'm not gonna zoom in too close there. Okay, that's the orange peel I'm gonna look for. And we've got consistency right through. And I think that's something that we want to look for. We want to look for, right? And we want to try and maintain along the car. So yeah. So there you have it. So we've done Dolphin Metallic Grey in with our nuclear coat. We've done Diamond Black with it. We've done the red, and I was looking forward to the red because the red is very deep. And to get this gloss factor out of it is actually, like I'm telling you, it's not an artificial gloss, it's a deep gloss. And I think we got it. So the fact is, we've got just a couple of dust spots on the car. We've got 2 runs on it, which is on the clear coat. We're actually contemplating how we're going to cut this car, and we don't really need to cut it because we don't want to cut it too much because we don't want to get rid of the orange peel factor. So the minute we start cutting it, we start widening up the orange peel, and it looks very inconsistent. It looks very wavy in that sense. So we want to try and keep it this way, yeah. And we've got to be very careful when cutting it as well. So let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment, and let's see what you think of this guy here. The other cars we got coming in, we've got henna red, we've got a couple of whites coming in now. That's going to be ready for the spray board. So in the next week or 2, we're going to be busy with that. So I'm hoping by the end of the week we can have another henna red done, which it'll be nice to see the clear coat on that. And then we're moving over to whites, and then I've got another, the Evo 2 that's got to get henna red, and then I've got diamond black again. So we've got a variety of colors that we're going to be playing with, right? And this clear coat is living up to its standard. Anyway, guys, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you guys think. Cheers.